Hi beauties, how are you all doing today? So today is going to be another makeup of the day, but first let's put a clip in. Right, so it has to be a fairly quick one, so we're not going to be mixing any foundations today, but we are going to be going in with the e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer as usual. There really isn't much left. I say that every time. I think to myself, are we coming to the end of it? The answer to that is no. Let's blend that out. I left my other phone charger at my mum's because I've just come back from my mum's now. And literally this phone that I'm filming on has got 30% on it. So there's certain things that I don't want to do, like contour. We don't need to do that today. We'll do bronzer and blush and all that jazz. And obviously I'm going to put foundation on. I'm just going to be using the Urban Decay Stay Naked Hydromaniac Tinted Glow Hydrator shade 10 Ultra Fair. Right, what I'm going to do is put some of the Face Facts Vitamin C facial spray on. Normally it's just one spritz, sometimes two. I haven't put an illuminator on or the New Look Glow highlighter stick. Can still do that actually. Let's go in with a Shop My Stash one. And we'll just do a little bit on each cheek. Okay, we'll just mix it in with the foundation just to give it a bit of a glow. Now, the Urban Decay says it's a glow hydrator. I wouldn't call it that. To be honest. I always like to use either my New Look Glow highlighter stick underneath, or I'll bring in a Shop My Stash one like this L'Oreal True Match highlighter in Icy Rose, I think it's called. No, Icy Glow. I always want to call it Icy Rose just because it's a rose shade. And I came back from my mum's to do this. Like, luckily she only lives 5 or 10 minutes away walking. Just because I've got one more look to do with the Natasha Denona I Need a Warm. I think either Monday or Tuesday, I think I'm going to go live. We're going to see how that's going to go. And I think maybe I'll do that once or twice a week. It's certainly not going to be like I used to do it. I think I want to use a different lippy today. Different one to the ones that are in my makeup collection anyway. Not makeup collection, my Shop My Stash. 2 of them are in my handbag, so I don't want to go out there and do that anyway. I'll see what's in my higher end lipstick collection and we'll use one of them. Maybe Charlotte Tilbury or a MAC one. So I'm going to go in with a Glossier Stretch Concealer in G12. So I was walking home, I have to tell you this story. I was walking home and the hill to my house is quite steep. This is neither here nor there. Anyway, I've fallen up that hill quite a few times. And that's neither here nor there. There's two dogs that live opposite where I live. Every single time I either walk up that hill or leave to go to my mum's, they bark non-stop. It's incessant, guys. Right, let's just brush the brows out. And I was walking up and I'm thinking, what's going on over there then? And literally, I don't know if there's a boy and a girl in that house. Well, I hope there isn't, unless they want to breed them. One of them was literally on the other's back humping. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never seen that before. He's feeling a bit frisky. Right, I'm gonna go in with the NYX, the brow glue. It's just a transparent brow glue. So yeah, and that's what I saw. I mean, if those owners have brought a boy and a girl into the property, then they want to breed, right? They're literally outside every single day from morning to night, barking. And it's just so annoying. It's like, why can't the owners of those dogs put them in the backyard? Anyway, that's that. I'm going to go in with the Units loose powder in the shade Transparent. Right, so for all you guys that may be interested, you get 10 grams in this. You get quite a lot of powder in the loose powders. In the pressed powders, like more often than not, it's 5 grams, I think. Let's see what my Huda one is, and then we'll be able to compare. No, it's 10 grams in that as well. I just feel like you go through pressed powders so much quicker than you do loose powders. Because loose powders, aren't they? They're really, really fine particles, like you can see it there, so you don't need as much. That's the way I see it anyway. And I've got a lot of loose powders, so I know they do last longer. I mean, this one was gifted to me by a friend because she doesn't wear powder. And literally, I've only used this bit here. There's loads left. Right, so like I said, I'm not going to go in with contour. I mean, it wouldn't take 2 minutes to do contour, but I'm on a time crunch. So I'm going in with a Tanya Bear bronzer. I've nearly used this 10 times. So after that, then we'll need to go in with the That's Expensive bronzer a few more times. I've used it, I think. I'll need to check my journal. Now, if I haven't, I don't really want to do the update for it. Just purely because I'd like to use it a few times before we do an update. And this goes to show if you've got too many projects in for the month, you're just not going to be able to use both things. Well, in my case, both things. From the That's Expensive project pan and also the project 10 uses. Especially if you've got bronzers in. Excuse the stomach. Right, now we're going to blend that out. I'm just looking in the palette to see what blush I want to use. Right, so we've got Benefit Havana and a Tarte blush that's barely been used. Like the other ones have been used at least twice. And yeah, I should be using them 10 times, but it's quite clearly not going to be used 10 times this month. So I might use Havana. It's a lot paler than the Tarte one. I'm just wondering if I have any like liquid blush to use in the Project 10 uses. No, we've only got that. I don't know whether to use this as well. And then go in with the Tanya Bear Peach over the top. Because I think I've only used this one once. Yeah, let's try that. So, Tower 28 Beach Please Golden Hour. Golden Hour is the name of the shade. I think this is going to be a declutter, guys. It is literally orange. And I don't really wear orange blushes anymore. If you only go in a little bit with a brush like this is a e.l.f. Putty bronzer brush. It's not too bad. And I'll blend it out in a minute. I mean, when I saw this on a fair-haired, red-haired girl who had freckles, I wanted it straight away. I bought it straight away. I don't think I bought it when it was first released, but it's kind of like, oh, that looks beautiful. She didn't have any makeup on, I don't think. Maybe a skin tint. And it does look pretty, but it's just a case of, am I going to use it enough? Right, so I think what I will use, I'll use Benefit Gold Rush and I'll use Tanya Bear. I don't know what shade it is, but it's like a peach shade. You will get to see them both when I show you the progress. The Project 10 Uses progress. Like, I'll definitely hit Project 10 Uses on the bronzer and the highlighter. But the rest of the blushes in here, no, I don't think so. And I do want to use some of my Shop My Stash products, so, you know, I can't be just using all of these products all month. I think it's only another week until I have to do the update on this, and I have to do the update on the Shop My Stash as well. I shouldn't have done them both at the same time. I think the Shop My Stash is going to go up later than it would normally anyway, so, you know, maybe a week later or something like that, because I've still got a lot of eyeshadow palettes to use. Right, it's gone lower down than I would like. Okay, I think that's good. Right, so for the highlighter, I'm going to use the Lunch Money by Colourpop, but I'm also going to use the Primark Over the Top. I do this, I mean, it's all starting to crumble now. Do this just because it needs to be used up. Yeah, it's definitely crumbling. If it starts doing that, I'll just declutter it. It is an old highlighter. Maybe throw this bit out, you know, where it's crumbling, or less, and then just work around here. Maybe I'll do that. Blend this out first. Then we'll do the Primark highlighter. Again, sorry guys, I'm not showing you. But what I will do is I'll have a look at when I brought it in. It's definitely... What? What? Oh, I thought I saw pan. It's definitely had quite a bit of use, because I use it every single time I use the palette, and I've been using the palette every day. I haven't really used... I mean, I have used some of the other Shop My Stash products, but not much. And this is why, going forward, I need to think about when I'm putting my Project 10 Uses in and when I'm shopping my stash. There needs to be at least a week or two apart, just so I can get use out of the Project 10 Uses. Some of them will just stay in though, some of them will be rotating until the following months, just because I know for a fact. So in the magnetic palette, there's only 2 products that I could roll out, but I'm not going to roll them out because they're in a magnetic palette. So there's, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items there in total. I did think I would get rid of the Tanya Bear Peach Blush, but I do like it mixed with Benefit Gold Rush and Benefit Rocker Chair, so I'll probably keep it in for that and make a point maybe to Project Panic, I don't know, next year. It just depends on when I finish this one. because this is my Pan That Face palette, and it's going to go into next year, that I think. Well, not I think, I know. Now we're going to go into the Huda Beauty Glowish in Fair. So get a bit of this on. I don't even know what time it is, but I'm going to have to go to my mum's for 8. So it's going to be a quick eyeshadow look, I think. Then we're going to go in with the Dalba Face Spray Serum, just to give me that bit glow. Not that I need a bit of an extra glow, but I do like to be glowy. Right, I've just put some Juvia's Place Eye Prep, Eye Prime eyeshadow base on, so that's on. Now I'm going to go in with this powder here, getting to the point where there's not much left. I'm really glad I've used that Tower 28 in Golden Hour. I think it's only twice though, so it needs 8 more uses to decide whether I want to keep or declutter. But you've got to start somewhere, right? Okay, so it's the Natasha Denona I Need a Warm palette, and we're doing the last look. I don't think I'm going to like this look, so I need to do it so I can do the ranking at the end of the month. It doesn't really matter what mattes I use, because I've used them all. So to start off with, we'll go in with a mix of mellow and ripe. Right, I'm going to go in with the EO one, which is the more fluffier of the Glaminatrix brushes, into mellow and ripe. So mellow's the lighter shade, ripe is the second lighter shade. If you've got this palette, you'll know. I'm not going to go all the way to the end, it just looks muddy. Okay. Right, what do we want to go in with now? Maybe a bit of these two, Further and Soft Spot. Same brush. We'll start by darkening this inner outer corner, and taking it through the crease. Again, not going right in here. Sorry. My voice is going. You'll have to excuse that, guys. Right, then we'll get some more of that Revolution powder just to blend everything out. I mean, it's not too dark, but if you blend as you go like this, then no mistakes are going to be made. Then we're going to go in with glitter glue. So it's a Technique glitter primer. Doesn't really market itself as a glitter glue, but it is. Now I need to take this off my fingers. Normally I just do this and it gets caught in this eyeshadow colour switch. If you want to know where I got it from Odin's Eye. A friend sent it to me. So the glue's on there now, so let's put something down in the lash line. I think we're going to mix those two shades again, so Further and Soft Spot. Soft Spot's a tiny bit darker than Further. I went into Pet by mistake. Yeah, I don't think the shade Hanker is going to be the kind of shade for me. We might be able to make it lighter though with either Fancy this one up here, or Elm, this one down here. So let's go back into Further and Soft Spot. Really enjoyed playing with this palette this past week. I think it might even be more than a week, probably more like 2 weeks. Just because, like I said to you yesterday, I've not been wearing makeup, so I can't remember when I first did the look, like look 1. I'll have a look and maybe put it down here somewhere so you can know when exactly I did look 1. And right, let's plan this out. I'm going to use this brush, this Primark brush, because I feel like I don't have a Glaminatrix brush that blends it out as well as this. I mean, it's not dark up here, but I may do that after I put the shimmer on. Right, let's go in with Hanker. I showed you this in yesterday's video. If you've not seen it, I'll leave it up here somewhere. But look how dark that is. I don't normally go for shades that dark. And that's more of a satin. There is literally no sparkle on that. I think I might have to add some. Where are you? That's the only shade in this palette I don't like, guys. Hanker. I like the mattes. The mattes blend out well. I don't like the shade. Yeah, it's way too dark for me. So that's what it looks like. We'll blend it out a bit. I'm not going to go any darker than what I am. That's why I left it and didn't go really dark in the crease. Right, what sparkly shades do I have in here? Right, so we've got Fancy up here and we've got Homey down there. Let's swatch both of them. I think this one's lighter, so that can go in the inner corner. But let's put this one on first and see what this looks like. Yeah, I'm going to put that all the way into the crease. And that shade is Homey, which we've used before, because that's the most sparkliest shade in the palette. And then this shade here can go in the inner corner. I think it's called Snug. And up. And it will meet Homey here, but it's not as sparkly. So that's cool. And then we'll do the same for the left eye. So Homey goes, oh, a bit too much there. We're putting it in the crease. And then for the left eye, I'm going to go in with the EO5. And we're going to be going in with Fancy, I think it was, wasn't it? Fancy. Just on this brush, because every time I go in, like here, it always ends up all the way up here, and I don't want it all the way up there. That is a good brush to get the inner corner. I'm also going to go back into Fancy for the right eye. Right, I'm not going to do any liner here. I don't know how much time I've got. And you're probably thinking to yourself, well, you should have started the video earlier. Yeah, I know I should have, but I didn't. And this is the situation. So 17 bigger, better lash. I'll just see what time it is. Yeah, I really don't have much time. It's nearly 7:45. I need to be at my mum's for 8. I'm going in with 17 bigger, better lash. I mean, I should still make it. Now that I've actually put some sparkle up here, that shade Hanker doesn't look too bad. So I would wear it again as I've done this look, but I wouldn't wear Hanker by itself just because it's satin and I really can't stick satins. ABH have bought a new 9-pan out, and I know that because my friend Tammy's got it and the satin's in that, and I'm like, I'd be so disappointed with that palette because it's got satins in it as well as mattes. Yes, mattes need to be in the palette, but satins, they always come across, like here, it always comes across as matte. Like there's no sparkle, there's no shimmer in a satin. And I just said I'd be so upset. It's quite a bland palette. It really is. It's not like the Spice palette they brought out last year, and didn't they bring a sugar one out as well? Because I was going to get that. The Spice palette is so darn sparkly. I really like it. This is actually looking nice with mascara on. This mascara though is still extremely wet and I've had it months at this point. It does say though on here, I think you can keep it for 6 months. I probably had it more than 6 months. I should declutter it. Well, when it stops working. Right, so I've got another MAC lipstick out. I don't have many MAC lipsticks, I think 3 or 4 in my collection. This one, somebody was talking about it, saying it's one of the viral lipsticks. Apart from Velvet Teddy, Whirl, Creme in Your Coffee, she said that she really liked. This one is a cream sheen one. And it looks like that. I think it might look nice. I'm just so paranoid now. Like, is it gone off? It smells the same as when I bought it. So, shall we just put a little bit on? And then I'll get going. One of my hairs on it there. Look like an eyelash, actually. Yeah, I don't really do lipsticks that have got sheen in them like this one. But I do think it's quite nice. I think Whirl is nicer with these kind of looks. So, that's the look, guys. Let me come closer. So, that's that eye. That's that eye. I do like it. I think it's nice. I think the palette is absolutely stunning. Favourite shimmer, without a shadow of a doubt, is Phenomena. Just because, I mean, I wish I could show you, just because it's a multi-chrome. And the mattes are really nice too. What shades do I not like at a push? Definitely this one, Hanker, but you can get it to work by putting like shimmer here and through the crease. I just think it looks better if you do that. I mean, I don't mind dynamism here, but it is again a little bit too dark for my preferences. Other than that, there's 15 eyeshadows in the palette and I only dislike 1 or 2 shades. So again, that's what it looks like. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button, like, share and comment. So I've not done a live stream now for a couple of months, I don't think. Mondays, I'm thinking Mondays and Fridays we'll do live streams. They'll still be Get Ready With Me's or whatever you want to see a live stream on. Then we'll carry on with content like I have been doing over the last couple of months. So yes, we'll be able to catch up then. I'm looking forward to speaking to you all again.